Hi there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Timoney and I'm a performance coach for business owners and founders who logically know what they should be doing, but mentally and emotionally can't take action on it. This channel isn't about generic how-to videos or 5-step formulas. In every episode, I'm answering real questions that came up from real clients, real problems that have kept the founders and business owners that I help stuck and frustrated, and most importantly, how they got past it and how I was able to help them fix these issues in their life and business. If you're tired of knowing what to do but not being able to get round to it, stick with me and stick with this channel. Now, let's jump into today's episode. Why does it always feel like I sabotage myself just as things start going well? Because deep down, there's a version of you that is scared or worried about your success. It doesn't want you to get to that next level. This is a barrier that I've seen quite a few of the clients I've worked with come up against. And in the next couple of minutes here, I'm going to break it down for you and show you why it happens and what you can do to overcome this inner resistance. Now, let me paint you a little picture, first of all, to get you into this. Success is going well for you, things are ticking over, momentum is flowing, but all of a sudden, an older version of you pops its head out of the shadow and starts yelling, "I'm not happy with this. This is wrong. Abort mission, abort mission." And that's an older version of you that is worried that you're going to get to some level of success that makes things worse, or you're not ready for the next level. And that voice all of a sudden takes you down a path that you don't want to go down. You start doing silly habits that you thought you'd got over. You start staying up later, you start skipping the gym, you start going out more often, or whatever those habits are for you in your life and your business. You tend to start doing them more because you're feeling uncomfortable and you're looking for some type of dopamine release or some type of comfort in them. But what this is an older version of you just trying to pull you off track. Now, imagine this, you're trying to climb a ladder, but the higher you go up the ladder, the more runs that you climb, the harder you're getting pulled at by the ankles by something. And then you eventually turn around to try to kick that person away, and you realize it's yourself, because it's an older version of you that is worried that if you get to the next level, if you actually reach the top of that ladder, you're going to be in some sort of pain, something bad's going to happen to you. But you know that's silly, but you haven't dealt with that inner voice yet. And that's exactly why you're sabotaging yourself, because that older version of you, that self-sabotaging version of you, you haven't dealt with it. You haven't managed it yet. But here's the thing. A lot of people will tell you that you've got to surgically remove that voice. You've got to surgically remove that older version of you. Almost like a David Goggins style, yell at it, who's going to carry the boats, just hustle harder, hustle past that voice. And I think that's absolute bullshit, because that just leads you down to burnout, stress, and frustration, because that voice is actually trying to protect you from something. At a certain point in your life, at a certain point in your past, that voice that stopped you from taking action actually helped you or saved you from some type of pain before. And that older version of you senses that that pain could be coming again. So it's like, hey, we've been in this situation before and you got hurt, so let's not continue down this path. But you know that's silly, because you're a better version of who you were. You've grown, you've got a lot more experience, you've got years of running a business under your belt. But this older, maybe even younger teenager or young adult version of yourself seems to have this loud voice telling you to stop, slow down. But you don't want to remove that, because why would you want to remove a version of you, a part of you that is trying to protect you? The only problem here, and the reason why this self-sabotaging is happening, is because you haven't clearly identified the behaviors that allow you to push through when this voice becomes more dominant. The solution to this problem, and something that I've helped my clients with, is we sit down and we actually face that voice. We actually look at that resistance and we start building a clear identity, a clear future identity, a real identity of who we are when we're being authentic. And we set standards and actions of how that person would show up. So when we start feeling that sabotaging voice coming in, we start feeling that awkwardness, or we start feeling uncomfortable, we actually have structure in place that we can keep taking the right actions, and we can keep operating at the high level, even though that voice has got louder. Imagine this, you have a board meeting and you have 12 members in the board, and you've been in meetings before, and there's always one person usually in the meeting that likes to derail it and say things like, oh, we've tried this before, or that's not going to work. And that's basically that version of you. That older version of you is that person in that meeting. And if you don't have the right actions, identity, and behavior in place, that person then can influence the rest of that board, and then the rest of the people in that meeting start thinking, oh yeah, this isn't going to work, we should probably do something else. But if you have the right leader in place, if you have the right chair of that board, or the right leader running that meeting, the right version of you is going to say, oh, no, that was 10 years ago, that was 15 years ago we tried that. We're in a completely different part of our lives. So thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for letting us know that, yes, we've done something similar before and it hurt us, but we're different now, and we're going to keep trying to be our authentic selves. We're going to keep trying to be our future selves. We're going to keep showing up as the best version of ourselves, and they do these types of habits, they do these types of actions, and we're going to keep being that version, and we're not going to sabotage ourselves and derail from the path that we're on that's leading us to our goals. And that's what you want to do to get over this. You want to make sure that you have the right identity in place. You want to make sure you have the right standards in place. And you want to make sure you're aligning your actions to that identity and standards. So once again, to repeat myself, and I love repeating myself, when that self-sabotaging voice pops up from the shadow and starts saying mission abort, you can actually say, no, it's mission continue, it's mission let's go. I hope you got some value out of this little quick video. This is an actual question, an actual scenario from one of my clients, actually from a few of my clients who suffer from this sort of upper limit issue. And I hope you're able to take this idea of having the right identity, standards, and actions in your own life and in your own business, and being able to plow through all those negative voices and embrace them, and understand that they are trying to help you, but you know better than they know, so you don't have to sabotage yourself when they speak up. If you're interested in knowing more about what I offer, check the links below to my website, to my little handbook, and you can follow me on X and on LinkedIn, where I do most of my posting on a daily basis. Thanks very much, and hopefully we'll see you in the next episode. Make it a good one. Ciao.